Everybody, this is Jack with All Streets Gourmand out here in beautiful Santa Anita, California. We're here for the 626 night market, which started today. It's a Friday afternoon. It's about 98 degrees. It's supposed to get really warm this weekend, so we look forward to that. But it is quite warm today, so if you see me lying in a pool of my own sweat by the end of this video, you'll know why. So a couple of things before you come to 626, you definitely want to get reservations. Like a lot of events, I feel like a broken record now. You want to do that. You can get tickets at the gate, but it's a little touch and go, and it seems like quantities are limited if you try that option. Tickets are about $5 a piece, roughly, with a couple of fees added in. So very inexpensive night market, actually pretty good. Parking is free out here at Santa Anita. Of course, what we're going to do is walk around first and check out a couple of options. We've actually been here before, so this will be the first time we're doing a video on it. So I think we know a little bit, but we're going to still do our diligence, walk around, check things out, and we'll get back to you in a second. All right. What can be said? This place is massive. It rivals a lot of other food markets for sure. So we already spotted some places we want to grab a drink, so we're going to start there. But definitely a ton of food options, a lot of fusion, a lot of interesting takes on a couple of different food items. So we're going to definitely hit up a lot of those. But right now we need to hydrate, so we're going to go get some calamansi drink first. So we took a bit of a break. We went from 98 degrees to about 95 degrees, so it's cooling off very nicely here. First thing I wanted to do is I saw a calamansi drink on the way in, and I had to get one from Boba Friend. This was $5. Actually, I think it was a pretty good deal. It's a fairly large drink. There's chunks of kind of a calamansi coconut on the bottom, and the juice is very refreshing. For those that know what calamansi is, it's a very citrusy, almost a cross between a lemon and an orange. So just refreshing when it's cold. And so this is hitting the spot right now. The other is a ube horchata with boba on the bottom. So it's kind of your standard boba at the bottom. The ube is just a nice touch with horchata, meaning that it's with milk. So it's a very creamy ube flavored drink. And so, you know, ube is the flavor of the moment. And so after some painstaking thought, we walked around a few different times again, just to kind of get a sense of what's new, what's novel, what's a taste that we haven't really tried. Also, it's hot, so we wanted to try something a little bit cool. So we went to a place called Noragami, and they had some basically kind of like a sushi taco. And we got this Maui Wowie taco. If you can see some of the detail there, this is a seaweed shell, so fried just like a taco would be. There is seaweed salad, a couple of microgreens, along with some onions. There is tuna and imitation crab meat in a shell with some rice. So very much like a kind of a sushi roll, but in a totally different format here. And it looks really good. It's got a sweet sauce in it as well. So it's going to look very refreshing to us. We'll give it a go. So this is great. It's actually very much like a taco. Obviously, it's cold, which is kind of what we wanted right now. So this is great. Seaweed is refreshing. The microgreens are refreshing. The imitation crab meat and the tuna is very like nice and cold. So just all good. I was actually surprised it held together. I was a little bit worried, but it's holding like a taco. So this is great. All right, I wasn't joking when I said I needed to hydrate. So there, we were sitting next to a Stella. This is a 25 fluid ounce. It's about $17, but definitely had to get one. It's ice cold. It looks perfect. Just a nice clear crisp finish with Stella, which is always good, especially on a hot day. So definitely recommend picking up one of these while you're here. And now it feels a lot less than 95 degrees. And so after our second option, after our exhaustive search here out in the 90-degree heat, is we landed on something called Japan dog. What we have here is a Wagyu terry mayo. So what you see on there is some seaweed along with some Asian mayo. And it looks like it's got some fried onions in there as well and a big helping of teriyaki sauce. So this is like a combination of umami and sweet. So I'm going to give it a go. Mm. Mm. That was a healthy bite. Mm. Okay. So what I appreciate about it, sausage is excellent. It's actually has a combination of both sweet and umami in there. The bun is actually toasted as well, which, I mean, you got to do that these days. You want that little bit of extra in there instead of a kind of a flaccid kind of bun. The combination of the teriyaki along with the mayo, the onions, the seaweed, and the sausage itself is actually really good. It's a really good combination. I'm going to put this up on a top list as far as, execution, as far as a hot dog is concerned. So really good. Try out Japan dog when you're here. Japa dog. Japa dog. And so now that we're kind of taking a break, a couple of other items for you, things to be aware of while you're here. Number one is the hours are from 4 to 11 o'clock at night. What we found was a lot of people tended more toward the night side, as you can imagine, as you saw some of our initial shots. It's actually very warm here between those early hours, so something to think about, of course. The other thing, too, 626 is in a lot of different cities. We didn't talk about that at the beginning. So this is the Arcadia one where you can have one in your city. So definitely check the website, see if there's something near you and see if the timing works out. But if not, we definitely encourage you to travel up for it no matter where you're at. It's a really good festival, really good Asian food. The other item is restrooms. Don't be too concerned. You'll see that we have some over in the front of the facility, as well as a lot of porta potties on the extremities of the space, along with hand washing stations as well. So don't worry about that. This year, too, we saw that there was an uptick on table space and seating, which is kind of nice. There's definitely a lot of little areas where they have these bar tops that you can sit at and eat, which is great. So with that, we're going to go find something sweet and probably head out. So before we end the evening here at 626, it cooled down tremendously. It's a beautiful dusk. A lot of folks are enjoying the event. We were going to end off on a sweet note. So we wanted something a little colorful, something with ice in it. So we walked around and found some Laotian sweets. So this is a Laotian kind of drink called Nam Wan. And so it's got a lot of beautiful different jellies here in the bottom, got a lot of ice in the top and a lot of cream and coconut. So a lot of folks that are in the Asian communities around that region will recognize this one very quickly, very similar to Halo Halo or Thai Nam Wan as well. So let's give it a go. Coconut, sweet, creamy, just a wonderful drink, especially with all of the ice in there. So it's a great way to end the night. All right, this is Jack with All Streets Gourmand signing off here at 626 Night Market in Arcadia. We have to mention Arcadia because this is actually where 626 Night Market began. And so even though it goes around and travels around, this is the home and the birthplace. So it's always great to come back here and check things out and see how it's changed over the years, as you've seen us mention throughout our adventure here today. One thing is, as you notice around us, there are a ton of visitors now that it's gotten a little bit cooler, but it's good. It's more livelier at the moment. Because it is 626, you're going to see a lot of the same vendors, same faces. So we saw a lot of familiar folks as we were here as well. So definitely check out the long list of different vendors that are here. They're going to have what you want, but then at least now you know where they're at in relation to the event itself. So, and then, or seek them out as you're here. The last thing we're going to do on the way out is we're going to check the bandstand out and see if there's anything playing. If there's any live music, we're going to check some things out there. Also, you definitely want to take your time with the vendors at the stands that sell tchotchkes and other, I call them nerd items on my own, but I like buying those things. So I'm going to check those things out before I leave. There's always great things for presents or gifts. So we're definitely going to check that out. This is Jack with All Streets Gourmand. We appreciate you visiting, liking, subscribing, all things All Streets Gourmand, and we'll see you next time.